What is it that you do exactly? That's what the girl working at the local grocery store in town asked me when I went in to see about a job. I wasn't even asking to work there at the grocery store per se. I was just curious to see if she knew about any jobs in the area, in like a general sense. And then she goes and throws something like that in my face. So she asks me, "What do you do? Like, do you have any skills?" It's a very humbling experience to be a 30-year-old man and not have a great answer loaded up for that question. Uh, I mean, I write poems and shit. I guess I did comedy for a while back in Chicago. I wrote a novel. Of course, I didn't say any of that when she asked me. I just stood there trying to think of the last thing someone actually paid me money to do. The last thing someone paid me to do was wash dishes. Right before that, I watched my friend's dogs for a weekend. What is it that I do? I've been trying to answer that question artistically for the past 15 years. So far, I haven't got much to show for it. I like some of the stuff I make. I don't know if it's beneficial to people in any way. I like it. That's how I try to gauge the quality of whatever I create. But I'm not sure I know exactly what it is that I do. I guess it's storytelling, but I try not to think of stories as this product I'm selling. I tell stories. Some are true, some are just meant to be goofs, and sometimes I'm trying to say something, but then halfway through I realize that trying to say something is gay, and to knock it off before I kick my own ass for being a pussy who thinks it's his job to change the world through stories. But I love stories. Stories are awesome. They really are, and anytime I get sucked into a good story, it's the best. By doing this sort of work, I feel like either directly or indirectly, there is something very self-congratulatory about the whole thing that makes me sick. There's a lot of thinking about myself going on that feels like narcissism, but it isn't. I'll be the first to tell you that I'm nothing and not worth listening to at all. I'm an idiot with mostly bad ideas to contribute to any given situation outside of a few very niche subjects where I hold some semblance of expertise. I am, in a way, making it all about me, but at the same time, I'm making it about you, the reader. It's about us. I enjoy sharing stories about things I've done or experienced, and there is a part of me that thinks there is some good I may be doing in doing this kind of work, even though I hold to the belief that anyone who would even sort of think that about themselves should be disqualified from doing the thing. Sometimes it feels like I'm trying to get the question answered, "Guys, what are we going to do with me? I'm a mess, and I have no business being a part of society, and maybe you guys have some ideas on what we should do here." I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know what I would hire me for. So I can't imagine what I would tell a potential employer or recruiter about why they should consider me for the position. I'm charming, but unemployable. Not that I'm totally unemployable. I mean, I could also just work at McDonald's or something, but I can't work at McDonald's. And not because I think I'm too good to work at McDonald's, but I just can't. Those jobs are for 16-year-olds learning how to have shitty jobs for the first time in their life. I've missed that window. I can't be 30 years old and this be my first day at McDonald's. No judgment to anyone who that's the case, but I just can't. It would be like if I signed up for an adult karate class. What, am I going to be a 32-year-old green belt? Give me a fucking break. I've missed my learning how to fight window. I'm at the point now where I either have to get a gun or a big dog. Those are my only two options at this point. I can't take a fast food job away from a child. They actually need that job. I don't. I should be doing a job that a teenager can't get. I should be doing some young adult person job. Like, I should be giving presentations in a conference room at some office somewhere, or be like one test away from becoming a project manager at this age. I should have some sort of certification that proves I haven't just been sitting on my ass for the past 13 years. All I have are a bunch of unfinished novels and screenplays that will probably never see the light of day, which is fine. They shouldn't. To whomever might be reading this, please don't think that I'm trying to invite you to some pity party I'm throwing for myself. I truly don't give a fuck about any of this. If anything, I write this because to me, it's a hilarious position to find myself in. This all makes me laugh. I spent my entire 20s moving towards some goal that I thought I was getting closer and closer to, and now I'm 30. So back to the question of what are we going to do with me? Look, I don't need anyone's charity. I have no interest in being famous. I don't need to ever be told that anything I've ever done is good and that people are genuine fans of mine. I'm perfectly fine with being some fucking loser nobody. But I do technically take up space. I eat, I shit, I consume resources. I'm not sure exactly what the definition of a burden to society is, but I'm sure there's a lot of overlap. I don't vote, I don't have kids, no wife, I can't be bothered to do anything that might make a corporation any money. I don't watch the Super Bowl. I just don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go. I don't want to kill myself. That's just going to be a headache for my friends and family because then they'd have to plan a funeral for me, pay for all the shit that goes with that. And then my mom has to explain what happened and why she thinks I did it. And the thing there is, I'm not even sad, really. So a suicide wouldn't even make for a good story of being this tortured artist who couldn't take it anymore. I'm not tortured, and I'm barely an artist. I'm an asshole with access to a keyboard and the internet who enjoys this more than getting some lame-ass job. I can't be homeless. I can't be going around making people uncomfortable, asking them for money. That feels rude to me. No matter how I try to look at it, the whole thing just sucks. I'm surrounded on all sides. And the older I get, the worse it's going to get. For example, I'm 30 years old now. I like to do calisthenics workouts, which is just a douchey way to say push-ups. So I often find myself at playgrounds doing pull-ups on any straight bars I can find there. When I was in my 20s, it was kind of a quirky little thing I did. The moms at the parks would smile as this mildly handsome, mostly average-looking young man was doing jump squats next to their daughter on the merry-go-round. When I was 20, I might get a pass. Now I'm 30, and it's probably the most creepy thing ever to be standing next to an 8-year-old girl trying to make small talk while I wait for my turn on the monkey bars. So, you live around here? I'd say. She'd frown. Mom! She'd scream as she ran off to join her mother to tell her about the creepy old dude doing burpees, sweating all over the different playground stations. And then maybe I'd have to fist fight a dad. None of this is a great situation for me. It's almost like there's this built-in social shame keeping people from becoming 40-year-old McDonald's employees who do pull-ups at the playgrounds. In that case, maybe I should just give up and really lean into the whole thing. I guess I will reapply for that remote call center job and finally get a membership at Planet Fitness and let the kids have their playground. I'll make sure to tune into this year's Super Bowl so I can join the conversation online and weigh in about which commercials were my favorite. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. The grocery store girl was still waiting for an answer. I could see her getting uncomfortable with my long pause. My skills? I finally said. Well, I'm sort of in between some online courses. I'm doing some drop shipping, affiliate marketing stuff. E-commerce is something I'm looking into. I stuttered and stammered along. All of this being code for, I have no marketable skills and I'm desperately hoping you'll take pity on me and give me a job. She nodded sympathetically, which somehow felt worse than if she just laughed in my face. Well, we're always looking for stalkers, she said. It's overnight though. Overnight stalker. I think I like that. Yes, that's about right. Hide me away during the hours when regular functioning adults are sleeping. Let me emerge, mole-like, only in darkness. Perfect for someone who doesn't quite fit into any normal definition of adulthood. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll stock shelves. I'll be 47 years old. I'll write stories no one reads. Every now and again, I might find myself at a playground doing pull-ups until someone calls the cops. It's not glamorous, but at least that way, when people ask me the question of, what is it that you do exactly? I can say, I stock shelves. I can say that instead of launching into this whole existential crisis bullshit I just subjected you to. And honestly, arranging cans of beans at 3 a.m. while listening to podcasts about TRT and cold plunges isn't the worst way to spend a night. At least until I figure out what the hell I'm really supposed to be doing with my life, if anything at all.